Welcome to another character explained video, or should I say, villain explained, with Mr. Hopp being the topic. Mr. Hopp is the titular antagonist of Mr. Hopp's Playhouse 1 and 2, who is a menacing doll possessed by a powerful entity, harassing Ruby in the first game and Ruby's grandmother, Esther, in the second one. Hi folks, I'm your narrator. Beware, as there will be spoilers ahead. With that said, let's begin. Mr. Hopp is a soft netted rabbit doll which an evil deity sent from above to the underworld possesses and controls to hunt people. In the second game, Mr. Hopp alongside Mr. Stripes and Miss Bow are given to Esther, Ruby's grandmother, and her friends Isaac and Molly. The doll being given to Esther seems to have been prearranged, as Esther had been haunted by recurring nightmares of a satanic girl linking her to herself and the evil entity. The doll being given to her provided the demon to link to her, the doll acting as a satanic totem. Mr. Hopp, or the evil entity controlling it, shows Esther the backstory of how it wants Esther to join him, and how Esther is the perfect vessel. It also shows how a girl who made a deal with him ended up getting burnt at a stake, which made the demon retaliate by taking all the people involved to the underworld and torturing them. Therefore, the demon could potentially provide Esther with immense supernatural power and status if she would accept the demon's invitation. Through a paper clipping, we learned that this evil entity was once a powerful deity among other angelic and good powerful spirits. This deity was dubbed as the Guardian of Hope, but due to corruption and wrongdoings, this entity gets casted down to the underworld and banished from the above. Since then, this evil entity has been the culprit of misery, sin, evil, and making people disappear. The demon creates several totems and items in order to make connection to the human's world. He creates a necklace with 6 symbols, which he gives to select few, to further his cause of corruption. In return for his subjects' service and loyalty, this entity provided them with power and status. Hence why pharaohs and powerful figures throughout history wore this necklace, including the girl who was burnt at the stake. This demon then eventually possesses 3 inanimate dolls to fortify ties with the human's world. Hence why we have Mr. Hopp, a possessed doll passed around to selected people in order to make ties with them, hunt them, and use them. There are a lot of strength points that Mr. Hopp has, with only a few weaknesses. His strengths are supernatural strength quite literally. He's strong enough to make holes through walls and floors as seen throughout the game. He also has supernatural speed, letting him be present in many different locations within a short span of time. He is also immune to harm from outside, as he's shot with a gun or slingshot pellets. He disappears only for a short while before he's back even stronger. Mr. Hopp also has the ability to shapeshift as seen in the second game, looking like D. He can also enlarge in size and turn into massive spiders and more. He's also good at creating illusions and voice mimicry, as he can make rooms look entirely different. Doors disappear and hallways get longer. He's got the ability to take people to the underworld and torture their souls, just how he did with a matron in 1600s and Ruby's grandmother, Esther, as she's used to lure Ruby, and on a wall writing, with Esther being in hell. Finally, Mr. Hopp can manipulate dreams, as seen with Esther having nightmares related to the evil deity. Now moving on to his weaknesses, despite being very good at hearing, he's not very good at seeing. In the second game, when Esther holds still with a vase, Mr. Hopp struggles to see Esther. Maybe the demon's perspective is different to ours, and he can only detect movement, a common trait among predators. Another weakness is his partial vulnerability to gunshots or slingshot pellets. And finally, despite being a powerful deity, it seems that Mr. Hopp requires a host to latch onto. He needs to find chosen kids to possess, as seen through history. He uses specific totems he gives to people to create ties to the human's world. The necklace and the dolls, without them, it would be probably difficult for him to have much control in this world. Now, let's talk about Mr. Hopp's personality. He seems to be a wrathful entity seeking death and suffering. He seems to enjoy it, and at one point he tries to justify it by saying the matron who burned the girl at the stake deserved exploding into pieces. It seems as if Mr. Hopp, in his own strange way, has a justice system, targeting people he deems unworthy and bad, maybe because they burned someone on his side, a girl who made a deal with him and joined his cause. Mr. Hopp seems to be sadistic, as he likes to play with his prey before delivering the last blow. He psychologically torments both Ruby and Esther through nightmares and supernatural occurrences. He also scares the matrons and orphans with echoing sinister whispers at night. He also likes to manipulate people, as seen through luring Ruby by mimicking Esther's voice to go to her, and her parents' voice to go back to a burning house. On top of all, he also manipulated Esther into doing a ritual, shapeshifting into Dee and luring Esther into a room with Isaac's and Molly's voice, who seem to be past the level of possession. In this segment, I will place Mr. Hopp in some fictional but likely situations and let you be the judge of what he would do. Number 1. What would Mr. Hopp do if he had clear access to one of his victims? Number 2. What would Mr. Hopp do if one of his victims got away? Number 3. What would Mr. Hopp do if Esther willingly joined him? Write down your answers in the comment section and expand on them to justify your choices. That does it for Mr. Hopp's character explained. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, stay tuned for more horror related content by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your host R. Till the next video, have a fantastic day.